In this video, we will talk about the 5 main reasons why you should consider changing your job. The reason I wanted to do this video specifically is because when I was very young, I had worked in the same place for like a while and I knew that I needed to make a change, but something was stopping me. I felt so comfortable in my job. And so then like some time went by, I think I was like already 23. I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? So finally I took the leap of faith and then I got out. And then ever since then, that was such a like life-changing thing for me to do, to like actually get out of my comfort zone and make that decision. And so I just want to make sure if you're in that same boat that you don't make the mistake that I made. Why should we change jobs? So the first thing is, if you're not excited about your job anymore, you need to make a change. Here's an example. I've pretty much worked in school districts for about 17 years now. I used to be what they call a classified employee, which is like, the folks that do support types of jobs, support staff. I used to be a bookkeeper at a high school. So there came a time, I think it was like 3-4 years into it, when it was just, the same old day in, day out. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's nothing new for me to learn. And so I was like, oh, I'm in a place where I know I could do more. I have a degree, I can like go into teaching, but I just, I needed to make that change. So if you're in that situation where you feel like you're not learning anymore, then and there's not enough opportunity, you're not excited about your job, you got to get out. You got to take that leap of faith like I did years ago and try to get out. The second one is very important also. A lot of times, because of something that you may have done in your job, because of maybe your job performance, they're not promoting you. Okay, if you've tried, how about we're going to say 4 times, 5 times to be promoted, and you're not being promoted in your organization, there's some kind of a reason. It might be something you've done that's just holding people back from taking you to the next level. So if you're like, you know what, I've tried 4 or 5 times, 6 times, and they just wouldn't promote me, then try somewhere else. You need a fresh start somewhere else. Next is pay and benefits. Remember how I was telling you about my situation when I was in my early 20s? So I was comfortable where I was working, but the pay was awful. And I kept asking to like get higher pay and it just wasn't happening. And now looking back, I don't blame the owner of the agency because that's all he was willing to pay me. So if that's all he was willing to pay, then it was up to me to decide whether I want to go somewhere else or stay. And so that was at that time on me. There were no benefits, no health benefits, no dental, no vision, no benefits. And if I was sick, I wouldn't get paid. That's just the way it was. If I'm calling sick, I'm not getting paid. So if you are looking for those benefits and you don't have them in your current place of work, you know what? It is what it is. If they don't want to pay, you got to go elsewhere. Write a nice resume, write a nice letter of introduction, and off you go. Start applying every day. Apply, like say, okay, I'm going to take 1 hour a day and apply for jobs. 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. If you keep, it's a numbers game. If you keep trying, you're going to get something. The fourth reason is challenge. So if you want to feel like you're being challenged more, you got to try to get the next step. Okay. So it may not be, a lot of times we're not seeking jobs for pay, we're not seeking jobs for benefits, but that's just our personality. We want to learn more. We want to be challenged more. What we're doing is too easy. So if you're looking for a challenge, go ahead and take that leap of faith and start applying. And lastly, if you're looking for just a new life, if you're trying to just redesign your life and you want something different, you don't want to do what you've been doing for the past 12, 13, 14, 15 years. It's okay to do a change. I knew of a custodian where I used to work, and the man went to school. He was getting good benefits. He was pretty okay with his job, but he knew that he could do something to change his life for the better. He wanted something different just because. So he went to school and he got his credentials and his degree and he became a teacher. How awesome is that? So if you just want a life change, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and change jobs. Make yourself happy. And you know what? Don't burn your bridges, because if ever you try something after a year or two, you're like, you know what? I want to go back to what I had. You can easily go back to your organization because they remember you, or they would remember you, and they would remember how amazing you were and take you back. Or they might even make some calls for you if you left in good terms, and then get you to work somewhere in a similar organization. Maybe not there because they don't have a position anymore, but they can help you get something elsewhere. I have some resources in the description of the video that you can check out. And until next time, I will catch you in the next video.